B-A-A-T. It's in the name.
Welcome into the good old-fashioned Dislike podcast, College Bowl Mania Pick'em, and we finally reveal what most of you probably already knew, that the panel of Dislike makes up of Ben Hayes. Ben?
What's happening? Glad to be a part.
Will Mahan.
What's up, everybody?
And the voice that gets all of the Ben and Travis podcasts started with the BAT because it's in the name. Our resident Barner, Blake Holloman. What's going on, dude?
Man, happy to be here and revel in my sadness with you guys that neither Alabama nor Auburn made the playoff this year.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of happiness in your voice right now.
Did you see how he's so eloquently tied us together? Man.
Yes.
Bound together in
We're
sadness.
going to be sitting at the same place when the playoff commences. So
We're a basketball school. We're not worried about it.
That's true.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Well, it was
will
good to,
be in the same place.
good to reveal our pick'em, our dislike panel behind the big curtain all week, all season, revealing our dislikes. And of course, as I mentioned, we're here to pick our bowls and what we're going to do for the official Ben and Travis pick'em, which we're encouraging all of you to join. We have a ESPN Capital One Bowl Mania group that we'll pass along. If you haven't seen it, it's on our Facebook, Twitter, all that good, fun stuff. But this will come out in time for you to join us and make your picks. Why not come and beat us? It's possible. Maybe I won't go for perfection this year. Highly probable that's not going to happen. So we encourage you to do that. And of course, Ben Hayes is the man at the top of the page, and he is going to be picking the Hometown Lenders Bahamas Bowl with the Miami, Ohio Redhawks 6-6 taking on the UAB Blazers and their monster running back at 6-6.
I think Oprah Winfrey hosts or is the person in charge of the bowls, because it's like you get a bowl and you get a bowl and everybody gets a bowl. I won't mention who didn't get a bowl this year, but everybody kind of gets a bowl, and there's like these ridiculous names. Anyway, Bahama Bowl is Miami, Ohio Redhawks versus the UAB Blazers, and I'm going to go with my pick with the hometown boys of UAB Blazers.
Yeah, maybe the Blazers,
the home state boys.
the new fighting Trent Dilfer.
Yeah.
That's
Right. That is exactly right. So I'm going with the Blazers.
I just saw a clip of Trent Dilfer fighting John Randall and getting kicked out of a game when he was at the Buccaneers. My pick is the Duluth Trading Cure Bowl, which I'm sure that has underwear, Duluth Trading. But anyways.
Buck naked underwear.
Exactly. Thank you. The number 25 UTSA, that's the University of Texas at San Antonio Roadrunners. And the number 24 Troy Trojans and the Fighting Higgins. They are 11-2, and I'm going to go with the in-state school as well. I'm rolling with Troy. I think we've got every Division I football team in the state of Alabama is going bowling, except for one.
Nice. That's a little more shade being thrown. Rough, Travis. I mean,
all right, Will, he'll get his turn. Will, you got the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. Cincinnati Bearcats 9-3, Louisville Cardinals 7-5.
I just think this bowl will be a lot more fun, and if instead of Gatorade, they all had to eat like wasabi as they're coming off the field, it would make things.
That's the smelling sauce for when they get knocked out. They gotta,
and then maybe you can throw it on some sushi as you run back on the field. But even though Fickle's leaving Cincinnati, I'm going to go with the good old Bearcats with this one. So the Cincinnati Bearcats.
All right, Blake, you got the Cricket Celebration Bowl with the Jackson State 12-0 Jackson State Deonless Tigers and the North Carolina Central Eagles, who are 9-2.
So I heard that he was still going to coach through the bowl game. That's
really?
Yes, as far as I know.
Well, never mind. I just saw that smack talk he put on Colorado, and I thought, well, he's done with Jackson State.
He is not happy, or they're not happy with him down in.
He told all the Colorado players to transfer, and then he would come to Colorado after the bowl game.
Yeah, the odds are that the kids that's going to be playing for him next season, none of those kids were in that room when he told them to all hit the portal anyway, so he didn't care one bit. So for that reason, I'm going with Jackson State to complete the perfect season. I think it's just too much talent across the field. I know a lot of times coaches, if they've taken another job, their team will kind of, walk it in at the end of the season and lay down. But I think it's just too much talent Jackson State has, and I think they're going to win it.
Nice. Note to Alabama: if you want to go to the playoffs, you got to go undefeated, man. So let's put Jackson State in. Why not?
You for the win, Andy Duncan.
There you go, Ben. We're here with you at the Las Vegas Bowl. We got the 6-6 Anthony Richardson-less Florida Gators taking on number 14 Oregon State Beavers at 9-3.
And they also don't have a backup quarterback because he just got arrested
At Florida?
Yes.
Oh, well, I think that settles it. Typically the SEC, it seems, doesn't do great with bowl games. I don't know if we just give up, like all the SEC teams tend to just give up, or people move on, or it's like, we're not the big show. So I was a little worried about it anyway.
Yeah.
Also playing number 14 Oregon State. I'm gonna go Oregon State, I think, on this one with what you've just revealed.
Yeah,
so let's go.
I'm disgusted to tell you that I'm picking the Jimmy Kimmel Los Angeles Bowl. Ugh. Let's find somebody to name a bowl after. I mean, come on. Washington State Cougars 7-5 taking on the Fresno State Bulldogs at 9-4. Give me, man, I want to go with Wazoo here just because of the flag at game day every time. But I'm going with Fresno State Bulldogs because of the orange V on the back of their helmets for some reason. So
if I was president of a university and I got selected for the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl, I would not even politely decline. I would tell them to take that bowl and shove it.
What if it was the Jimmy Fallon Bowl?
Who?
Jimmy Fallon.
Maybe.
Same thing.
Yeah. Jimmy Kimmel getting the big old thumbs down on the Dislike podcast. Yeah. There it is. All right, Will, I think it's you, the 5-7 Rice Owls versus the 6-6 Southern Miss Golden Eagles, which we watched play Alabama last year in person.
That is true. At the Lending Tree Bowl, which is just another stupid bowl. So,
well, we know who's not going to be sponsoring our podcast. Lending Tree.
So I think I'm going to roll with, just because you're headed to Philadelphia this weekend for Army Navy. We just did Army Navy on the Dislike, but it was all wins because we love the armed services around here. I'm going with the Eagles and Southern Miss to take this one.
We love the armed service, but you're not going to win this one.
So,
all right, Blake. New Mexico Bowl, the SMU Mustangs 7-5, and the BYU Cougars of the same.
This is actually a bowl I can get behind. It's just the state. Did the state sponsor this? The New Mexico Bowl? I'm pro state states' rights, and so this is. I think the Ben and Travis podcast, sponsored by New Mexico, has a great ring to it.
Yeah.
With all that being said, we've got SMU, who is led by former Auburn offensive coordinator Rhett Lashley.
Wow. And
then you've got the Fighting Mormons from BYU on the other side. Shout out to all our Mormon brethren. So for that reason, I'm going with the religious school, whatever it may be. I'm going with the Cougs.
Blake got up this morning and chose violence. That's what Blake did.
I thought this was the good old-fashioned Dislike podcast.
Hey, buddy, on brand. Ben Hayes, the Frisco Bowl North Texas Mean Green 7-6 taking on the Boise State Broncos at 9-4.
As much as I love North Texas Mean Green, the name of their school or their mascot, I think I'm going to go with the people who play on the weirdly colored field, Boise State Broncos.
Rolling with Brian Harsin. Here we go.
Wasn't even thinking about that.
What a guy.
Let's go.
The Myrtle Beach Bowl, I've got the Marshall Thundering Herd and something about the Yukon Huskies. So, man, you got to take here on the Huskies.
Herd and Huskies. I got through yesterday cleaning up a whole cage full of vomit and poop from a husky.
That's not why fun. You don't own dogs.
So I guess I'm rolling with we are
favorite right now.
We are Marshall. That's what I'm rolling with here. Will, you got the famous Idaho Potato Bowl with Eastern Michigan Eagles 8-4 taking on San Jose State Spartans at 7-4.
Hey, I can get behind a potato bowl. I can get behind one of those.
You can't mess up
a big old bowl of potatoes.
That's right. So just like last game, I don't care about either team. Don't really know anything about them, and they don't seem very good. But since
I got a bowl,
everybody gets a bowl. But since I went with the Southern Miss Golden Eagles, I'm all about pro USA here. I'm going with the Eastern Michigan Eagles.
America.
So Eagles for the win.
All right, Blake. The roofclaim.com, not sponsoring this yet. Boca Raton Bowl. The Liberty Flames, your homeboy Hugh Freeze, 8-4, taking on the Toledo Rockets at 8-5.
You said it was the roof claim?
Yes.
Well, shameless plug here for my insurance agent, Austin Oakley, who's probably not watching this. But if you need insurance, reach out to my Alpha agent, Austin Oakley. With that being said, Hugh Freeze has left the Liberty Flame and pretty much taken everyone with him to Auburn. So for that reason, I'm taking the Toledo Rockets.
Toledo Rockets is the official pick, and Ben Hayes, R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl with the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers at 8-5, taking on the South Alabama Jags at 10-2.
Well, I like New Orleans. I'll be honest. I have no idea who R&L Carriers are, but I like New Orleans, and I like our Alabama teams. I think the record is better for South Alabama. Know nothing else about it other than that, but I'm going to stay with the home team and go with South Alabama Jaguars.
The Jags. All right, that leaves me with the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, and we're going to keep the streak alive here, Will. It's got the Baylor Bears at 6-6 taking on the Air Force Falcons, the winner of the Commander-in-Chief Trophy at 9-3. And I am, as I said on last week's podcast, there is no disrespecting of the troops here. So we're going Air Force Falcons for the win in the Armed Forces Bowl. I mean,
there you go, Kirk Hayes.
There you go. Shout out to you, Kirk, who slammed my leg in a car door in Marcel parking lot.
Been a while ago, though, like 20 years ago.
All right, Will, you got the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl with and I say our because on my NCAA game, we were all Raging Cajuns at one point. Louisiana Raging Cajuns at 6-6, taking on the 7-5 Houston Cougars.
Yeah, I got really excited because when you texted me that I had this one, you just put Independence Bowl. And then you said all that in front of Independence Bowl. And I was like, I got a whole lot less excited based on whoever that sponsor was. But I love a good shrimp bowl. We saw the Raging Cajuns in Memphis.
Yeah, they were in Memphis
this past week. Yeah. We saw them last year. I love Canes all the way to Texas through Louisiana. So give me the Raging Cajuns.
Nice. Calling for the upset here.
I'd take.
All right, Blake, you got the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl, Wake Forest Demon Deacons at 7-5, and the 6-6 Missouri Tigers. Now, a little interesting side note here. Missouri was actually reached out to play Kansas in a bowl to renew, or this is rumored, to renew the border war rivalry. And Missouri, who holds a 1-game lead in that rivalry, turned them down. So how about that? Take it away, Blake.
Trivia question for the panel of dislike here. For 500 dislikes, what is a Gasparilla?
Gasparilla Bowl.
With that being said,
is it a grill?
I have no idea what a Gasparilla is.
Well, I think we looked that up last year, and I still don't know what it is.
I think you froze for a second. What is it?
A grill?
I have no idea what a Gasparilla is.
I thought it was like some type of anteater or like beaver or something like that.
No, it's somebody that's hosting.
If that's it, then I'm a fan of the Gasparilla Bowl.
Gasparilla.
While Ben Hayes is Googling what a Gasparilla is, Auburn had a victory over the Missouri Tigers and their thicker kicker, if you guys remember.
Yeah.
So for that reason, if you can't make a 23-yard field goal, I'm going with the Demon Deacons in the Gasparilla Bowl.
Nice.
How do you spell Gasparilla?
If it's Gasparilla, it's I don't know if that's the same thing or not. It's something to do with pirates.
A mythical Spanish pirate is what came up on Google.
Oh, this is the sponsor
That's what
we've been looking for.
So it says Gasparilla Bowl. It's got pirate stuff.
Yes.
Ahoy Tampa.
It's
that's what it is.
Jose.
Whoever our PR person is needs to be reaching out to this mythical pirate.
It's right here. Jose
no.
Gaspar, also known as Gasparilla, a mythical Spanish pirate.
Okay.
And so it's all about, they have some big thing down in Tampa that's a festival of pirates.
From the lineage of Mike Leach.
Why does Mike Leach not? I mean, he needs to be in that bowl. That needs to happen at some point.
Gasparilla terrorized the coastal waters of West Florida during the late 18th and early 19th centuries.
I say that's a bowl we need to go to.
Yeah.
Captain. All right.
If we're going to go to a bowl, Ben, let's pick the next one. The Easy Post Hawaii Bowl for Ben, Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. Less than an hour or so down the road from me at 7-5, taking on the San Diego State Aztecs at 7-5.
Stay classy, San Diego. I would say that since what was the word? Middle something? What was it?
Middle Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going with San Diego. No Tennessee here. No Tennessee likes. We're going to go. I just like the Aztecs. I like the name. I think that's a cool mascot. So I'm just going to go Aztecs on this one.
All right. I've got the Quick Lane Bowl. New Mexico State Aggies. Who even knew that they could win football games in New Mexico? 6-6, taking on the Bowling Green Falcons at 6-6. And I would love to go with the Aggies here because, like I said, I don't know how many other bowls they're ever going to reach. But I'm going to go, you know what? Forget it. We're going Aggies. New Mexico State, baby. Let's go. You're going to be more fired up to be there than Bowling Green, right? Come on now. All right, Will. The Camellia Bowl, which I think is in Mobile, right? Georgia Southern Eagles at 6-6, taking on the Buffalo Bulls at 6-6.
Wasn't it Georgia Southern that just ran all over Alabama several years ago, and Saban had some?
I thought you were talking about Auburn.
That Saban was a little frustrated with. So
yes,
the Buffalo Bulls. I don't know anything about them, but I like the '90s Chicago Bulls.
That's where Nate Oates is from. That's where we got him.
Yeah, I didn't think about Oates being from Buffalo.
Yeah, he hasn't won anything, so
he's won more than Auburn did this year in football.
Hey, Oates has won an SEC championship. Thank you very much. In his second year.
Let's go.
When he gets to the Final Four. Okay.
Well,
yeah, let us know what Auburn does in football.
We just paid those refs on that double dribble, so that's all that matters. But give me the Buffalo Bulls. Give me the Bulls.
All right, Blake, you get your comeback here. The Serve Pro First Responder Bowl, Memphis Tigers at 6-6, the Utah State Aggies at 6-6.
So, first of all, let's give a shout out to all the first responders. This is a bowl we can all get behind.
Yes,
we can go with that.
And with that being said, the UNA Lions, my alma mater, took a trip up to Memphis a few weeks ago and got absolutely destroyed by Memphis. So if Memphis plays half as good against the Utah State Aggies as they did against UNA, then it's going to be a bloodbath. And I'm not going with these Mormons.
Gotcha. Safe to say, how did Blake get all the Mormon teams?
No.
We'll see here in a minute. I think you actually did get the Rose Bowl. Who got the Rose Bowl?
I did.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Blake out here trying to evangelize. Here we go. Ben, the Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl, or what we call the Auburn Invitational.
Has
Coastal
Legion
Carolina
burned down yet?
Chanticleers.
No, it's still there. So we got Coastal Carolina Chanticleers and East Carolina Pirates. All right. Question: what's a Chanticleer?
Looks like a rooster.
Rooster.
It is a rooster.
Yeah.
It's a rooster. So it's basically they are just a better sounding, more higher up sounding than South Carolina. They're just like, hey, we want to be the Gamecocks too, but we want it to sound better. So we're going to be the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, and that's who I'm going with, is Coastal Carolina Chanticleers.
Yeah. All right.
There was a fighting chicken ring that all the guys that read an article today on AL.com about a fighting chicken ring. All the guys got arrested for fighting chickens. So just want to throw that out there.
Well, there you go.
That's awesome.
So if South Carolina was playing Coastal Carolina, that's what you'd have.
That's a game I want to see.
The Guaranteed Rate Bowl, which makes me think of Tommy Boy, because if you want it guaranteed, it needs to be on the box. We got the Wisconsin Badgers at 6-6 taking on the 7-5 Oklahoma State. I'm a man. I'm 40 Cowboys. And I'm going to go with Wisconsin because I'm fearful of my older brother if I don't.
True.
So, Wisconsin it is. Will, the Military Bowl presented by Peraton. We got the Fighting Gus Malzahn's of Center, Florida, taking on the Duke Blue Devils.
Holidays can be tough. Sitting around a table if your family's mad at you. And since my family that I will be going and spending time with are all Auburn fans, and it's 1 on 12, I'm going to go with Gus and the UCF Knights.
Nice. Yeah. All right, Blake, you got the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, the Kansas Jayhawks, surprising Kansas Jayhawks at 6-6. Taking on kind of the disappointing Arkansas Razorbacks at 6-6.
Yeah, once upon a time, Arkansas was a top 15, top 10 team, and boy, did they not finish the season well at all. Kansas also started off 4-0, 5-0, and they were ranked at one point. So with that being said, both of these teams are just not playing very well at all, and I just think Arkansas has a better athlete, so I'm going to go with Arkansas.
Battle of the disappointments.
All right, Ben, you got the San Diego County Credit. I think you had our San Diego one of the
San Diego game.
County Credit Union Holiday Bowl, the North Carolina Tar Heels at 9-4, and the Oregon number 15 Oregon Ducks at 9-3 with Bo Nix, your pal.
That's a temptation to not pick it, but I think Oregon Ducks have the talent here to take this one, so I'm going to go with Oregon. Does North Carolina have football?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
they do. Sorry. My bad.
Shout out to Andy Duncan here. We're going to the Tax Act Texas Bowl. The Texas Tech Red Raiders at 7-5, taking on the Ole Miss Rebels and the Lane Train at 8-4. Lane.
Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you, Lane. As I said on the dislike, do not take the job. You didn't take the job. And for that, I'm rolling with the Ole Miss Rebel, Black Bear, Akbars, Sharks, Land Sharks.
Shout out to our friend Jeff Taberner from Almost Heaven, West Virginia.
There you go.
Anytime to guess the answer to a trivia question.
Yeah, absolutely. We have time for your trivia question, so you just shoot it on over there, bud.
Let's see. Will, we got the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. I'm assuming this is in Yankee Stadium with the Syracuse Orange. It's poorly named Syracuse Orange, 7-5, and the Minnesota Golden Gophers at 8-4.
Gophers. Yeah, he said it, I think. Golden Gophers.
Sorry, you froze on me for a
Gophers,
second.
yeah.
Now, I'm still mad when I was in high school when the Gophers beat Alabama in the Music City Bowl. So give me the Syracuse Orangemen.
Sweet.
The Orangemen.
Blake, you've got the Cheez-It Bowl, which immediately makes me hungry. I'm pretty sure those things are laced with drugs addiction. So anyways, we've got the Oklahoma Sooners disappointed at 6-6, taking on the number 13 Florida State Seminoles at 9-3.
I love this bowl because, first of all, I love Cheez-Its. I've got some in my cabinet right now. They're the Cheez-It Puffs. I don't know if you've tried those, but they are incredible. Also, Venables. He
also a sponsor of the Vintage Traps podcast.
Hey, yeah, I'll get behind that. I cannot stand Venables. I think he is not a very good coach, and he just rode Dabo's bandwagon to getting him a head coaching gig. With that being said, Florida State, they came out and surprised some people this year. So I'm going to go with the Florida State Seminoles.
Easily the best bucket dump in all of the bowls. Getting Cheez-Its dumped on your head. Sign me up every day. Give me all that smoke.
I love
it. You got the Valero Alamo Bowl of the number 20 Texas Longhorns at 8-4 and the number 12 Washington Huskies at 10-2.
Ooh. Well, listen, the Alamo Bowl is in Texas. Texas is in the Alamo Bowl, and Alamo is in Texas. But I think I am going to pick the Huskies here. So I do like the Huskies here because Texas is kind of one of those, they've been disappointing this year. Not been the greatest season. So
that's true. That's a hot take.
I'm going to take Washington Huskies at 10-2.
All right, Washington Huskies. I've got the Duke's Mayo Bowl, which is the worst of the bucket dumps.
They dump mayo on you?
I think they've done it before, but we got the Talia.
Would love that.
The Talia Tagovailoa-led Maryland Terrapins. I think he's still healthy. He's taking a beating. Taking on the number 23 NC State NWO Wolfpack for wrong sport. Give me all the Talia. Let's go. Mike Loxley, Maryland Terrapins. I'm pulling for the upset. Probably not going to happen, but that's all I'm going. All right, Will, you got the Tony the Tiger, their great Sun Bowl with the Pittsburgh Panthers 8-4 and the number 18 UCLA Sissy Blue Bruins at 9-3.
Yeah, UCLA will have its people play, the quarterback, wide receiver, all that. Give me Chip Kelly and the Bruins on this one.
Nice. All right, Blake, you got the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl with your hero and mine, the number 19 South Carolina Gamecocks, sponsoring the Orange Bowl this year at 8-4, taking on the number 21 Notre Dame Fighting Irish at 8-4.
Well, we've successfully went through all of our Mormon schools, so now we'll just start checking off Catholic ones. For that reason, I'm going to go with the Fighting Irish to throw down on some SEC Eastern.
Uh-oh.
You think Beamer ball ends its streak right here?
Yeah, but they had a good run. I don't believe in them. I think they're a fluke, and I think Spencer Rattler's a little overrated. South Carolina does it. I remember back when old Steven Garcia played out of his mind and beat a couple of top teams, including one Alabama.
The spirit of Steven Garcia is living in Spencer Rattler right now.
They owed us for that.
He may be a Gasparilla.
I have now forgiven. I've forgiven South Carolina. Your debt has been paid, marked off because you saved us all from the dark side. Jeff Tabner, what current university has two major sports teams head coached by coaches that have previous NCAA rules violations? No.
Jeff off the top rope, baby.
Wait, where's West Virginia in all this?
He also chose violence today.
Yeah, he did.
Jeff is coming back for the that NCAA March Madness tournament is what he's coming from.
Yeah,
Sampson said, Notre Dame.
I remember once upon a time I had West Virginia out in the first or second round, and I caught some flack from our West Virginia brethren, and my prophecy came true. So I know I talk to Jeff all the time and enjoy conversations with him about Auburn's woes and West Virginia's woes currently.
So is Caleb answering that he thinks that's Notre Dame, or is he saying we picked Notre Dame?
I think that's it. The second one. The second one.
But now,
who is Caleb a fan of?
He's a Bulldog, right?
He's in Nebraska.
Oh, Nebraska. His wife is a Tennessee fan.
Oh, yet another.
He lived in Georgia, so he kind of cheers Georgia too. But he grew up in Nebraska.
Jeff's going to be hurting though because JT Daniels is entering the transfer portal for the 5th time.
5 years, 5 teams. Because he's hoping. Yeah, they were talking about him on the radio. He's hoping for a waiver from his 2020 season.
Yeah, to get 2 more years.
2 more years. Yep.
All right, Ben, you got the Barstool.
But the best thing talking about people.
Oh, go ahead. I got the what?
You got the Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl with 9-4 Ohio Bobcats and the 7-5 Wyoming Cowboys.
I mean, I got no idea on this. I mean, I didn't even know there was another Ohio team. Okay, I'm just kidding. I did know that, but you don't hear a whole lot about them. Their record's better than Wyoming's. I just don't know who they've played.
Well, if they're like Ohio State, they ain't played anybody.
I think they played Sheffield.
Or beat anybody.
Hey, I'm going to say because Ohio State is just so amazing that I'm going to go with Ohio Bobcats. I'm going to take the hot take here. We're going to Ohio Bobcats because they've never been chosen for anything. So they're like the kid that's never been talked about or never been chosen in backyard football. So I'm picking them.
Are there even Bobcats in Ohio? Like,
I don't know. Yeah, probably. I mean, it's kind of like Alabama up north.
Don't you ever say that again.
We have the South Carolina Capital One Orange Bowl with the number 6 Tennessee Volunteers at 10-2, and the number 7 Clemson Tigers at 11-2. And so we're going to let's see. Can I go with that team that's ranked behind Alabama that didn't get a Heisman Trophy candidate?
I want to know how you got to pick this game.
It's the pecking order, bro.
Okay.
Ben, Travis. So here we go. Can Travis bring himself to pick the Volunteers? I kind of feel sorry for him. I think deep down, they're going to smoke Clemson, right? They're going to smoke them. That's just how it works because Tennessee's so fired up to even realize that there is a New Year's Six Bowl that you can actually play on New Year's Eve.
He's going to be smoked before the choice.
I think they're going to win, but I'm going with Clemson in the hopes that,
Clemson's going to win because Dabo finally put the right quarterback in.
It's true.
That's true.
All right, Will, you got the All-State Consolation Prize Sugar Bowl with the number 5 Alabama Crimson Tide at 10-2 taking on the number 9 Kansas State Wildcats at 10-3.
Well, before I pick this game, the best thing that's come out over the past week is learning that Lamar Jackson and Stetson Bennett are the same age and they graduated together. And Lamar Jackson's been in the NFL for 4 years. Just had to say that.
That's incredible.
Talking about JT Daniels. But I'm excited to watch Alabama's second string play in a couple weeks because we know we're probably not going to have any starters that are actually going to play. So excited to see what the future holds. I think Bama comes out, wins it. So I'm rolling with the Tide on this one. Kansas State, they had a rough one there. Their quarterback very well may be dead.
Good man. He took a beating
because he took some shots. So we'll kind of see though. But excited to watch the Tide. I think the Tide pulls it out.
They were Big 12 tackles, so they couldn't be that hard. There you go, Jeff.
There's TCU's quarterback that really took the beating.
Took the beating.
Yeah. But Kansas State's got.
They both got beat up pretty good.
So we'll
Blake, you're calling you Trans Perfect Music City Bowl where offense goes to die. I think they're still running the box and one offense. Oh, wait, I think that's actually basketball. Iowa and 7-5 and Kentucky at 7-5. I think Will Levis is not playing, right?
He is not playing. Declared.
I'm struggling with this the name of this bowl. And I don't want to open up a whole can of worms, but the Trans Perfect. I'm just gonna lay that out there and just leave it.
Thank you.
With that being said, I'm going to go with the old Stoops and Company and the Kentucky Wildcats.
Even though they lost to Vandy.
Even though they lost to the Fighting Jonathan Hensons.
Caleb Sampson, unpopular opinion. K-State wins if Martinez is in. Coming in hard from Nebraska. You guys playing anytime soon, or are they? All right. Here we are. We are at I guess we'll go ahead and pick the ReliaQuest Bowl.
Youth group.
The ReliaQuest. Ben, that's you with the Mississippi State Clangers at number 22. 8-4, and the Illinois Fighting Illini at 8-4.
Well, because Illinois couldn't come up with anything besides Illini as their mascot, I don't even know. Is Illini just mean I'm from there, or is there a background to that? Anyway, I'm going to go with Mississippi State Bulldogs. I think, they've had a kind of a tough year, but this might be just, what they need to go into the off season.
Rumors that Mike Leach might retire after this game.
I like my Pirate Mike Leach too. So
nice.
Let's go with
All right. I've got the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, the number 16 Tulane Green Wave at 11-2, the number 10 USC Trojans at 11-2. Any word on whether Williams plays or not?
And he was a walking dead man out there their last game. He was his hand was bleeding, his hamstring was ripped out of his leg, and he was just dead man walking out there. So if he's smart, he will not play in this game because it does not matter.
I'm still going to take the Trojans.
But if he does play, does he paint his nails again?
Maybe he needs to paint them, say I love Jesus or something after that disgrace.
He plays in California, so of course he's going to paint his nails. All right. Will, you got the Cheez-It. We got two Cheez-It Bowls? Cheez-It Citrus Bowl? Who will win? It's the LSU Tigers at 9-4, number 17, ruiners of Alabama's season, and the Purdue Boilermakers at 8-5.
As much as I hate to say it, I think Brian Kelly with a Southern fake accent has done pretty decent. He's got some of his studs that have said they'll come back instead of declaring, and they put up 600 yards of offense on Georgia in the SEC championship. So give me LSU and the Tigers.
Hey, Brian Kelly and your family, why didn't you start a different quarterback? That kid can throw. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Anyways,
a good game.
One more Utah trip for Blake here. The Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all. Number 11, Penn State Nittany Lions at 10-2. And the number 8, Utah Utes at 10-3. The last time Penn State played Auburn, they killed them. The last time Utah played Bama, they killed them. So, hey.
Hey, thank you for throwing that last part in there and not leaving it to me.
There you go.
But I've seen both of these teams play a lot of football this year. They are both hard-nosed, run it down your throat, play defense type team. So I think this is probably going to be one of the best bowl games of the bowl season.
Let's go.
With that being said, I'm going with the Mormons again, man. Rising he's a good quarterback, and so is that other guy that's been at Penn State for 50 years. But I'm going with Rising and Utah.
All right. That brings us to the college football semifinal at the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. Ben, we'll let you pick yours first. We'll each take a pick. If it comes down to the coin toss of doom, I do not have a coin with me, so we may have to try something else. But anyways, Ben, we got the number 3 TCU Horned Frogs, that team that lost the last game they played and didn't budge and go anywhere, at 12-1, taking on the number 2 Michigan Wolverines at 13-0, your Big Ten champs.
Death to TCU.
They'll probably feel like it.
That's the only thing about the whole ranking system or the whole, playoff determination that I was irritated about. I didn't really believe. No. Listen, I really didn't believe Alabama deserved to be in. I've said that since halfway through the season. We have not played well. I did get a little irritated that Bama almost lost a game early in the season and dropped in the rankings, and then TCU loses a game and doesn't move. I really think it should be, if TCU's still in, it should have been TCU number 4. That's what I know. That's what nobody wanted Ohio State and Michigan, and nobody wanted to see Georgia throttle TCU. So that's why they did it, but they didn't move, and that's irritating. Anyway, I say Michigan's going to throttle TCU anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to be ranked to know what it feels like to drop after a loss. So some people don't know how that feels. All right. I think as well, Michigan's going to load it up, and the quarterback's going to wish that he had not made the playoffs, because the beating that Kansas State put on him might not look so bad in comparison. But I do think Michigan's going to come in. They're going to push TCU around because they are a Big 12 school. I hope TCU puts up a fight. That would be great. I have no ill will against TCU. There's really only one team in the Final Four that I really don't want to see win, and that's that team that got blew out at home by 22. But we'll get to that in a minute. But I'm going with Michigan as well. Will?
I hate the Hypnotoad. It just looks really weird, and it makes my head hurt. And so for that reason and that reason alone, I'm rolling with the khaki pants of Harbaugh.
Nice. All right, Blake, are you going to dissent?
Did you guys see the video of Harbaugh talking to the ref that had the camera on his cap? Oh, if you haven't seen it, it is pure gold. With that being said, I'm going with the khakis and Michigan.
There you go.
I like saying it like that.
So Michigan's in the national championship. We'll start with you, Blake, and go backwards. We've got the college football semifinal. Georgia gets another home game, the 8th of the year, I think, maybe the 10th. With the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, you've got the number 4 Ohio State Buckeyes at 11-1, taking on the number 1 Georgia Bulldogs at 13-0.
I think this game is going to surprise some people. Ohio State has a pretty good offense, and I think they're going to come out and score some. But with that being said, I think Georgia is just too good top to bottom. And in a couple of years, Stetson Bennett is going to be the greatest insurance salesman that the state of Georgia has ever seen. And so for that reason, I'm going with the Georgia Bulldogs.
All right. Will?
So I'm rolling with Georgia just because if Kirby wins, Alabama fans get to claim another national championship. So I'm going to go for that reason alone. But realistically, watching Ohio State's number 1 wide receiver enter the NFL draft and drop out of the playoffs tells me, So
is that Njigba? You talking about him?
Yeah, he said he's not going to play and just going to prepare for the draft. And so give me Kirby and the mailman, and I ain't talking about Karl Malone.
Nice. Yes, Caleb, we did see Deion Sanders, and I guess that's just the nature of football. I've seen worse opening speeches. I've probably given some worse opening speeches.
He told Colorado's players to enter
just totally. Yeah.
He said he's bringing his luggage with him, and it's Louis.
And it's Louis. Like Louis Vuitton, and it is legit.
I mean, I've never heard a college football coach mention Louis as in baton, but hey, it's Deion.
His son was in the back.
Deion. Georgia and Ohio State. I think that I just keep waiting for that Stetson Bennett meltdown. It is somewhere out there. When is it going to happen? I don't think it happens at Ohio State. I think Michigan has already given Georgia all the film they need. It's another home game. I mean, they opened the season in Atlanta. They had a neutral side against Florida. Who'd they play on the road? South Carolina,
Vandy,
Kentucky,
Missouri.
Yeah. Wow. So I think this is the most talented team outside of LSU. But once again, LSU, if somebody can come along and not like blow their own foot off for Georgia, they can give Georgia a run. And I'm really struggling because I really want to pick Ohio State to win this game. I don't want to. For some reason in my mind, I think they do. But the fact that it's in Atlanta, Georgia again, I mean, let's just hand them the trophy. That's basically what has happened. And Alabama's done nothing to refute that, obviously. But, I mean, if Georgia doesn't win it, it's got to be one of the biggest choke jobs ever. And let's just remember, they are in Georgia. They do that from time to time. But I'm going to roll with Georgia as well. Ben?
Well, I'm like you. I think a meltdown's got to happen at some point, and I'm going to roll with the Ohio State. Not so fast.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I don't think there's a chance on the planet that Ohio State will hang with them for more than 2 quarters. It might look okay at halftime. I think Georgia's going to slaughterhouse everybody, but
nice.
I'm going Georgia.
But we do love our friend Bryce.
We do.
Breaking news.
That's right.
I thought Ben was going to go with Ohio State. I had the breaking news ready.
Well, no need for the coin flip of doom as we are all across the board picking a Georgia-Michigan national championship, which honestly, if Bama's not going to win one, like I don't mind Georgia. Georgia's actually my favorite East team for many years growing up. Michigan has the best helmets in college football. I love Michigan. That would be great. I won't be against it. But we won't make that pick on this show. We'll come back to you for a national championship preview. We might have a guest or two on with us, especially if Georgia happens to slip back in. We may bring in a special guest from last year as well. But we do need to pick what the final total points will be in the national championship game. So we picked Michigan, Georgia. So as our last pick, what do you think the total points will be? I'm going with a 30 to 20 something score. So I'm
total points. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I'm thinking like 59 point. Let's see. I'm not sure on that. I got to do math in my head. That's not good. Like a 34-25 type deal. I'm going 59 points total.
Will 62.
Blake?
These teams played last year, and it was 34-11. So that would put it at 45. So I'm going with 48 this year.
All right.
It's good. Both have pretty decent defenses, I would say. So that should hold. I mean, I think Michigan's got a pretty decent defense, right?
I think Michigan's best running back is out, right? He's not, or is he coming back?
Well, I was going to go with a really high score, but I got to thinking about those defenses, and I'm just not sure that they can rack up this one. I'm just going to go with I'm going to go with 50, something like 30 to 20, maybe 40 to 10. I don't know, but
I added all those up, and our average is 55 points. 55 points. That's what I'm going to go with for our official picks. I'll remind everybody to join our pick'em. I'll put the link here in this video when we get off live. You can join us. The password is Triple H Pod, and we'll keep up with those. And the winner of the group, we'll send you a special prize or let you pick something from our benandtravis.com/store. Guys, I appreciate it. Any parting remarks, anything you'd like to shoot across the bow as we wrap up our bowl picks?
Yeah, one, good hot take, Caleb. That's a good point. Two is we never did hear who that team was. I didn't know who the team was that Jeff was talking about. Did y'all know who that was?
I think it may be Tennessee. I wish it was Tennessee. Oh, wait, I don't know. Maybe it is Tennessee. Anyways, who knows?
I don't know if he's still with us.
Maybe we'll find out.
Never heard. You can put it in the comments, Jeff.
Yeah, y'all comment. Caleb did say he thinks that Michigan could upset just because they're super hard-nosed and love tough games. And so Caleb's thinking maybe a Michigan national championship. Anything else, Will, you want to part ways with as we leave here?
Roll Tide. Alabama, Houston, Saturday it's at Houston. So
in the bouncy balls.
And then we got Gonzaga and Memphis. So it's basketball season, baby. It is basketball season.
Blake, anything you want to say other than there's a freeze warning out there?
In response to Ben's comments, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So just thankful that Auburn is trying to make some strides toward getting back to a consistent level of success, and we will see you guys in the SEC championship for basketball.
Oh boy!
So
I just hope we've got someone left after these next few weeks. Caleb Sampson calling it Michigan 28, Georgia 21 in the Natty.
I think my total was 48, and I think it could be like 42-6. I think it's going to be a blowout.
Yeah. So, Georgia's beast. They're beasts.
Those tight ends are like mythical creatures.
Little grunt playing for Georgia.
That's true.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate it. Appreciate everybody listening to the Good Old Fashioned Dislike podcast. Keep checking it out. Now that you've met the panel, you can like or dislike them.